Hi guys, good morning. Today I wanted to share with you everything that I would eat in a typical day to help shred weight from postpartum. Realistically, I don't eat the greatest. I drink Pepsi every day and I still have my guilty pleasures. I'm not going to deprive myself of things when I'm trying to lose the weight. As of now, I've lost about 18 pounds of the 30 that I've put on, so I'm doing pretty good for being almost 5 weeks postpartum, but I'm gonna kick up the notch a little bit and start working a little bit harder to lose this weight. And when I am cleared to work out again, hopefully next week at my 6-week appointment, we can get things rolling with a little bit more exercise. But today I'm gonna be sharing with you my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner, and all of the snacks in between. I'm gonna be keeping it real with you. Some things are packaged, some things are already frozen just to throw into the oven. Some things aren't the greatest, but this is a realistic what I eat in a day on a typical day. And let's get into breakfast. So we do have a doctor's appointment this morning, so I'm keeping it super simple, and I'm gonna be making one of these plain bagels and topping it with my favorite cream cheese. I love the Philadelphia strawberry cream cheese. It is absolutely amazing. The best cream cheese ever. The knockoff brand doesn't even compare to this, and I am gonna be popping it in the toaster for a minute or two to get it crispy and eating this for my breakfast. I'm also going to cut up a banana since they're finally ripe enough to eat, and have this with my bagel as well. Also, the most important part of my day is making coffee, and I have a half pot brewed here. I'm gonna be putting it in this cup that says Mama Needs a Nap because the accuracy, okay. And I am gonna put some sugar in it and some of this French vanilla non-dairy coffee creamer. This is not what I prefer, but they didn't have any of the French vanilla in liquid form, so I've been using the powder and it pretty much works out well. And we are going to fill this bad boy up with some coffee. I will say when I was breastfeeding, my meals were a little bit more nutritional, and I was trying to drink a little bit more water, which you should always drink water, but anybody that knows me, even through pregnancy, I hated drinking water, and it was honestly something that I was terrible at doing from the start. So I don't drink a lot of water. I know, kind of bad. I am working on it every single day to incorporate more water, and these squeezies have really been helping. I have a bunch of different flavors, and it really just adds something to the water. You could even do fruit. I don't like how soggy it gets on the inside, but I do really appreciate adding fruit into water for a better flavor as well. All right, moving into lunch, I decided to have breakfast for lunch. This is something that I do a lot of the time, so I did put a whole package of the banquet sausage into some water, and I'm also going to be mixing some eggs up with salt and pepper and throwing them down into a pan with butter, my favorite way to cook scrambled eggs. And I'm also going to be setting that on medium to high heat to cook those evenly and watching for the sausage to cook. I did end up having some 1% chocolate milk. I love me some chocolate milk, and what better way than to eat it with breakfast. I'm also going to be popping in 2 pieces of toast. It's okay. And I'm going to be using some butter, the Blue Bonnet butter, and going back to make those eggs, cook them evenly, just making sure that they're all the way cooked through and scrambled pretty well. And again, adding in salt and pepper for seasoning, for a little bit of flavor. It's definitely important to do that with eggs. And cooking those right up. And I have my salt and pepper in these cool little Corona bottles. And I'm also going to be adding in some of this shredded medium cheddar cheese just to make them a little bit more cheesier. And I'm going to be cooking these sausages pretty burnt looking. That's how I enjoy my toast and my sausage, to make sure that everything's cooked thoroughly. So you will see that the sausage takes anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes to cook. It pretty much took the longest, but this is how I enjoy eating my sausage. guilty pleasure, along with all the other bad snacks that we have in here. My boyfriend has a huge sweet tooth, so I snacked on these today as well for a snack in between lunch and dinner. And I think I only had 3 or 4 with the rest of my chocolate milk from lunch. And I love these things so much. They probably aren't the greatest for me. Yeah, 210 calories per 4 donut holes. So I had a little under that in calories, but that is what I had for a little snack today. I also want to add in that I really have been loving these Body Armor drinks. They are like $1 and some change at Walmart. I am drinking the orange mango one. I find myself gravitating towards these when I really want a soda, and sometimes I will still have a soda with my dinner, but this is just a healthy alternative, and they have no artificial sources of color in there. There's 10% coconut water, only 120 calories, and they have a ton of different flavors. So these are absolutely delicious. They keep me hydrated, and they also have such amazing flavors. So I'm drinking on that while we get stuff prepped for dinner. Alrighty, dinner tonight's gonna be super simple. I'm gonna be popping 2 of these pork fritters into the oven at 425 degrees. So I'm gonna preheat the oven just to get that going. And these will cook 10 minutes on each side. These are delicious. I've been having these since I was a kid. They also sell them in chicken form as well. And then I'm also gonna be making some waffle fries just to get those out of the freezer. And of course you put them on hamburger buns. You can do lettuce, tomato. I just typically prefer mayo, it's super good. And then I'm also going to be making a can of these green beans. I promise you this pan is clean. I am going to be greasing half of the pan with some of this original canola oil spray. I am going to put a decent amount of fries onto the pan. And that'll be more than enough for both of us. And again, we're gonna pop the pork fritters into the oven for about 20 minutes, 10 minutes on each side, and the fries also cook at 425 degrees for around 20 to 25 minutes. All right, and I always drain my green beans because I don't really like the way that they taste, so I add in lots of salt and pepper, garlic, and some butter just to kind of give them more flavor, because a lot of the time green beans do not have flavor, and I am not about that in my household. So I am just going to season these up really good and pop them on the stove while everything else cooks.